Hello, welcome to the newest episode of pdxMindShares, a podcast brought to you by pdxMindShare, sponsored by Anvil Media, a digital marketing agency in Portland, Oregon. And we're here helping Portland get hired. Happy 2021! I hope you all had a wonderful holiday and welcome to the new year. I would like to give you guys some job search tips regarding diversity as our first episode of the new year. Now that hiring season will be starting up again soon. We're in an age where a lot of societal change, a lot of great movement is being made in our country now. And a lot of companies are doing their due diligence and trying to represent diversity within their team and accommodate the societal change that's happening across our country. But especially here in progressive Portland. So for those of you who are looking for applications that are specifically calling out BIPOC candidates, or for those of you who just want to be a part of a diverse, inclusive team, these are some tips for you. So how do you spot diversity in a company during your job search, before the interview, before you're hired, before you know what the team is like? Well, first you want to look up the executive team. Most companies on their website should have a team page for all of their team members, but not a lot do. However, all company websites will have their executive board listed on their website. So take a look at the executives. Take a look at the top. Diversity starts with leadership. Is there a diverse mix of gender, age, race, ethnicity? Does their team represent equality at the top? These are things you should be looking for. Also, are they representing different cultures? Take also a look at their community outreach or charitable organizations that they're affiliated with. Are those community outreach programs supporting other cultures? These are things that can give you a good indication of what matters to this company and this team. Take a look at their reviews. Glassdoor especially, and Google is really important. Google will tell you how they treat their customers, and Glassdoor will tell you how they treat their team members who are from different places, are different skin color, or maybe an older demographic. How are they treating those people? What do they have to say about this company and this team? These things that they write will be a good indication of how they'll treat you. Also look at the employees. If they do have a complete team page, do they have an even number? Men and women, different generational age groups, Black, white, Asian, Mexican, other cultures and countries represented. I also recommend reaching out to those employees if you have a chance on LinkedIn, not just to ask about the job, but ask how they treat people who look like you. Are they inclusive? Are they kind? Do they all eat lunch together as a mixed group, or do things tend to be pretty separate in the break room? A kind of obvious one, quick tip, just ask. Ask during the interview. There's definitely a proper way to ask this, an etiquette, but it is totally okay to ask. So at the end of every interview, you always get that question. Do you have any questions for us? A good way to ask them about diversity or inclusion is just to say, what are your core values? If they list diversity as a core value, ask them more about that. Or ask them, how do you feel you represent inclusion, sensitivity, or diversity at your company? Ask them if they have sensitivity or diversity training or workshops or seminars. Ask them, what do they do to ensure inclusion among all team members? These are things that are totally okay to ask within the rules, and if these values matter to them, they should be happy to answer. They should have their humble brag company line ready to go. And lastly, consider the employee benefits. By looking at Glassdoor and also talking to employees, you can consider what benefits are being offered to people that look like you and what benefits are being offered to somebody else. This is particular in family planning, but can also affect BIPOC candidates as well. But are family benefits, like new parent benefits, being offered only to women and not men? Do they have generous paid family leave? Do they offer it to their white candidates over people of color? These are things to notice and to verify. It's really important. We want equality across pay, across benefits, and across age. Ageism is still a huge problem in the workforce and isn't as commonly talked about as racism or sexism. But all of these things are important, and your gender, your age, or the color of your skin, or where you come from should not affect what benefits you're offered if you're offered the job, or if you should be interviewing for this job. All that should matter is that you can do the job and you can do it well. And do you have the proper qualifications and education? We all deserve an inclusive, comfortable, and considerate workplace. So I know it's a long process to land the perfect job for you, but it's out there, and there are companies that are getting serious about inclusion. They're not just looking for a token representative at their team. They're just a little harder to find, but they're out there. And I hope these tips have helped you get a little bit closer to finding your perfect fit. For more job search tips, go to pdxMindShare.com/our-blog and keep listening to our episodes. We have them twice a month, giving more job search or career advancement tips. Thanks for listening, and have a great year.